tuvalete gideceğim. Koşa koşa tuvalete gitmem lazım. Smash. Tekerlek. Tekerlek yok ki. Biz yukarı gidecektik. Ortaya girmişiz. Okey. Dik oynadık. Ben komple gidiyoruz zannettim. BBL araba almaya mı gidiyor? Nereye gidiyorsa? Evet. Evet. Ens burayı hayatta bırakmaz. GBL yukarı gidiyor. Onların yukarı gittiğini gören Virtus Pro buraya girer. Batulins gördü mü? Fark etti mi? Fark etmiş olması lazım önden araba çıkınca. Yo, Batulins de gidelim abi diyor. Umurlarında değil. Derken Batulins döndü. BBL arabasını çoğalttı. Tepeden dolaşıp tepeden mi girecekler acaba? Evet, sola doğru gidiyor. Okey. BBL tepeden oynayacak. Belli bir noktada yol karşısına geçmek zorunda kalacaklar ama. Hem de yani bir sonraki safe'te. Hızlı bir şekilde. Bakalım ne olacak. Benim acil tuvalete gitmem lazım. Huet ghostlarsan sikerim.
Powerdown is actually going back for him. In the meantime, Navi trying to make an east side transition, and this is such a difficult terrain to maneuver. These hills, especially if you have a team sitting up above you. Petrichor not doing a whole lot to try and push towards Ghibli, understandably so. They already have a decent spot for themselves when knowing that they have a Fury further out towards that east side. There you go, get your teammate into safety, get him his own bike, and get him back on his feet. Simon, your team is here for you. What a champ. What a champ, Cest. And again, it's them two, right? Them two again. Cest and Simon, the buddies of PUBG helping out one another.
That is Simon's knock there is old school PUBG, Toby. He had a motorcycle accident. Yeah, that used to happen all the time. I remember it used to be every time I saw someone knock themselves in a kill feed, I was like, oh, you screwed up with the motorcycle.
There's a bike lying around
where's the bike?
That is true. That is true. Now, unfortunately, knocked down. Honey Badger knows exactly where he is, so Nate should be able to take him out. Redby, in the meantime, spots an example over the hilltop, able to get him down. Hells to fall back, though. He is the up-close threat to Navi, so he did exactly what he had to. Peek over, get the knockback off, and then now have Adder and Spear up above. Kind of hold your back as you rendezvous with them. But having said that, he's actually going to stick around. I thought he was going to back off. Every peek he takes here is him peeking it alone. You can see Diggery now shooting from far as well.
Yeah, he thought he could maybe trick him with that smoke to try to get over the edge there, but it's not going to happen. Meanwhile, GNL is under fire with Mad. They've been fighting Mad all day today, it feels like. Every time I feel like I see these two teams, it is them versus Mad out on the edge somewhere. And the GNL has frankly gotten the worst of it more often than not. Renba's still here. Renba really, really keen on trying to finish off Alia is under pressure from both sides, so he can't move too much. You know, Ents is watching this fight. Spears come through. Alia's going to get that with 1 HP. I mean, they got to know it, and it's going to be Heaven from GNL that's going to finish it. I mean, it's Ghibli keeping track of their kill feed very nicely. They know that there's only one member of Navi left, and they want that point. It didn't come through. They do suffer a knock because of it, but I actually like this from Ghibli.
Yeah, too many angles for them to have to worry about there. Smart play to slow it down. Rembo throws a nade, forcing him not to make a move early on, and then sort of wait that one out. We saw Dignitas go down earlier as well. It's really not been their day at all, running from trouble situation into trouble situation really at this point. Teams, in the meantime, playing it slow. They know they have opponents further forward. Soul player on the hillside does have EBN clipped down the hillside, but wants to push forward and maintain the high ground control. Spots one now, opts not to take the shot. Is he going to second time around? Don't stand still, Canaxi.
I'm just waiting. This
is why you wiggle. This is why you wiggle from side to side to avoid that happening, because you never know when there's going to be a guy behind. Teams, a few shadow boxes coming through there. Secures a knock, and that's a dead Burram player that's most likely not going to get rest here.
Yeah, Perfectix tries to get close to bound on, but it's actually going to be Adder from Ghibli that sees him and shuts that down rather quickly. VP in a bit of a tricky situation out on the southwest edge of the circle. Not much to work with. A lot of high ground that can see you from up there. Flood going to reach out a bit. Take down Page in response to him getting the knock onto Waikikamukau, but Waikikamukau so distended from the rest of Fury here. I don't know if there's much they can do.
This clip and EB peeking on over the top. Spiro, no clue what's happening. Clip with the instant double. Solid transfer. Gets the flush with the bolt as well. Very well executed by Liquid. They heard the commotion down below. They knew there was going to be something for them. Don't think they expected to see two people with their backs turned, but well executed by the double peeking over the top.
Hero's gonna grab their teammate, drag him on over to safety. Meanwhile, Mad is getting cut down by GNL. 2-tap able to turn it around. Heaven's weak, but Heaven's gonna be able to win the duel in the end. And just barely GNL is able to scrape through, being able to out-duel Mad this time around. But both of those teams have lived up to the name of Mad. Mutually assured destruction, no doubt about it, has been the name of the game here. And Heroic out of the frying pan into the fire. BBL's in their face now. Code Marco trying to see if he can stall this push to get the reses out. Here come the stuns. Look at this. It rains down on top
Hadi Marco!
of the immediate
Evet!
response here from BBL. Code Marco up and over. Gets T-Bone. Just
Şimdi,
go
şimdi.
with right up
Bu
close.
kadar,
Reversal
bu
right
kadar,
now.
bu kadar.
Easy for Code Marco.
Timing for now, guys.
Easy.
Played it really well. Gets the first knock with
Easy
the
for
lead.
Code Marco.
The barrel gets the second one down, but caught in transition, trying to get up on his feet there. Unfortunate situation. Code Marco, well played for him, though. The BBL highlights have been somewhat few and far between up until this point, so glad to see them getting control of that north side of the circle. They are still too, as you can see here as well, they still have that push up the hill potentially, depending on where the next circle goes. Yep, they should have to make somewhat of an uphill play here in order to stay alive, and Fury sitting up here waiting for them.
Oh, mis gibi circle.
This is Fury's side of the circle to lose right now, unless BBL can somehow sneak out and get up more north potentially, but then you've got N starting to make their way out of that facility. Insight catches Beamy. Go for it, the stun, up and over, and it's Ronan on the crossfire. Gonna find Page. Just Beamy left, very low health. Insight gonna clean that one up. Put a point in the bag for Fury. What is he doing there? I thought he was gonna throw that stun over to his left, but nope, he was just pocketing it, just checking out what was going on. Worried potentially, I think, about a BBL push, but BBL has long since left the scene.
Yeah.
Tamam, geldim.
Gotta go to the gym if you wanna.
Smash Mitra ne?
All the way up that hill.
Kavga.
Inside the info that he is still around. Got
Kavga çıktı.
one more attack connected. Ronan peeking on over. It's dangerous to tread these areas, though. You could risk falling down. Now he gets the angle on him. 2 attacks coming in. Beamy down to under half HP. Wants to get the knock in return, but
Şu an turnuvadan diskalifiye oluyoruz. Mitra ile Smash aldığım haberlere göre polisimizde birbirine girmişler. Bu arada Smash çok fena döver. Arada 2,5 katı kilo farkı var. Ağır siklet.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Team Liquid to kind of recover from some of those long splits, the early losses they had, losing Mexi to some phenomenal shooting by Noadra from Buriram, and they are able to clean up VP on the southwestern side. Now, look, I don't think they're going to do too much in this game, but they've at least given themselves some hope. They've at least given themselves some points, gotten into the placements as well, but here comes Renba. Up and over quickly, taking down James with that SLR.
Either you play in control or you play to salvage, and one thing's for sure, I mean, this Liquid salvage, rather than go zeroing out, they managed to get
takım
kill
kaldı.
6 at that, getting inside the placement points as well. A very hard-earned 7-point game for Liquid, I would assume, unless maybe find something more here on the edge. No.
Allah aşkına olayı anlat abi, cidden kavga sanan var. Lan ya Allah Allah. Bence kavga ederler mi? Bir düşün Allah aşkına, bir düşün. Kendileri kendi alacağı paradan da oluyorlar. Crash yemiştir, ne olacak?
On top of taking control of this spot early on, finding the center of the circle around phase 2 and just, reaping the rewards. Of course, you get that level 3 gear, you get an AUG there for Lambu. Very nice little pickup. That is definitely a gun I will take most of the time over most of the other guns that are given to me. The Groza is probably one of the few assault rifles that I think most players would prefer. Some of them do still like the M4 better than the AUG. I know
Kara arkaya bakıyordu. Kara düşünüyordu.
I'm an AUG fanatic. I think it's a great gun.
Bak bu iyi olmadı işte. Bu hiç iyi olmadı. Furry'de 3. Bak Furry biliyor alt tarafı tutması lazım. 3. oyuncusu da geliyor BBL'i tutmaya. Biz Furry'nin 3 olduğunu biliyorsak üstlerine oynayabiliyoruz. Ortalı oynarsak tepeden Fury, soldan Ens, %100 arada kalıp ölürüz. Gerçi böyle sanki şuralarda ince engebeler var gibi ama.
And to add to your point here, to just kind of put the emphasis on what you're saying, Ghibli's already abandoned the southwest corner of that compound, knowing that what you're saying is completely true, that it is a bit much for a squad. Even
bakalım BBL ne yapacak? Arabalar var henüz. Bak bir öndeki engebeleri aslında geç. Yok ya, yandan Fury yükselip direkt vurur ya. Fury'nin üstüne oynamak zorundayız galiba.
Plant their feet and just dig in, get a good stance, wait for the other teams to come. And so far today, Toby, Ghibli has played just phenomenal space control, phenomenal defense all day long.
Vurma, bizden o. Fury'den yapılan atışlar var. Mert'in canı 1'e kadar indi. Şimdi smoke atıldı. Aynen. Güzel engebe. GB'lerin dibine kadar girdik ama dediğim gibi sol üstten Fury istediği gibi pikleyebilecek galiba burada. Şimdi Marco da çıktı yola. Allah. O buggy'nin tekeri gider. Unlucky.
We'll find the third kill for Fury as they make their way further towards the circle.
Yeah, once the tires popped and you spin out in the open like that, that is murder she wrote for sure. Over to Pero. Still all 4 up here for Pero. Been quiet this game.
3 kill'imiz var. 6 takım kaldı. Minimum 2 puan daha oradan geliyor zaten şimdilik. 5 puanı aldık. 5 puan cepte. Hadi lan Pero. Yap bir delikanlılık. Yüksel o Fury'ye. Ben sana bir şey diyeyim. Burada Smash bir kalsın. Pero arkadan koşa koşa gelir. Smash aldı onakı. Allah bombayı yedi ya. Mert'in de canı 1. Gözüktü. GG. 5 puan aldık. 51 puana çıktık. Deminki hesabımıza göre bir 9 puan almamız lazım son maçta.
And look at this, they're just able to slip in underneath this hillside. That should give them pretty nice protection. And then they've got the staggered defenses behind it. Couple snipers are going to be watching for them. Ming's the close one. Mamu is on rear guard, watching to see what, you know, the surviving members of Ents and Baonam United might do. Circle is going to be very much in the favor of Ghibli. So definitely their game to lose, or excuse me, their game to win. The win condition has been handed over to them.
Unlucky bir bomba. Bence o bombayı Smash yemeseydi minimum orada bir nakı vardı. Arkadan Pero gelecekti. İş yapardık. Marco'nun buggy'nin tekeri gitti. Orada belki bir taktiksel bir hata olabilir. Belki ilk etaptan Mirado'nun yanında o buggy'nin de yola çıkması lazımdı. Çünkü şöyle düşünün, ayrı ayrı gidildi. Ulan diğer araçta zaten Mert de ölmek üzereydi. Mert'in de naklandığı bir senaryoda Smash tek kalacaktı. İlk başta birlikte gidilse belki hem Mert bu kadar ölmeye yaklaşmazdı, hem de belki Marco da hakikaten yaşardı. Bununla birlikte bir de bir crash yedik yanlış anlamadıysak. Mitra'yı da orada kaybettik. Daha iyisi olabilir miydi bu el? 6 değil bak minimum 4'e girerdik. Fury'yi wipe'ladığında 2-3 puan oradan. 2-3 puan oradan. Bir 5-6 puan daha alabilme imkanımız vardı. Minimum. Ama Mitra crash yedi. Ama belki rotasyonda ayrı ayrı gitmek yerine birlikte gidebilirdik. Okey. BBL bu arada son maça girmeden önce 19.luğa kadar yükselmiş durumda.
surprising to me. I thought we were going to play it slower. Maybe hope for Ends to take the fight early on. This is dangerous. Dangerous.
Güzel bir flash. Güzel bir ES çıktı Inside'dan. Bir flash daha geliyor. X-Left'in hemen önünde patladı. Sol tarafına doğru indiğini duydum oyuncuların acaba? Şimdi gördü. Üçüncüyü de buldu. Dördüncünün de canı bir. Şimdi üstüne doğru koştu. En son merminin çıktığı sese doğru koşuldu ama bak bütün olayı yaşayan Insight'ti. Insight'ın nabzı 119. Fury'den diğer oyuncu 150 nabız. İşte arkadaşını bu kadar seviyor. Ben sana bir diyeyim, benim nabız eskiden endgame'de solo molo kaldıysam net 160-170'i görüyordu ya. Üf, Fury tarafına doğru da çekti ha biraz. Ah be. 4 olup Fury'yi vurabilsek şu anda gayet de iyi gidiyorduk. İçimden bir şey de Ens alacak bu win'i diyor ama hadi hayırlısı.
They know that Ents has to take the fight to the compound. All they have to do is sit back and wait for that to happen. Ents can't really play rap underneath. They are currently playing it as well as they can take a little step.
Crash yiyince ne oluyor kurallara göre? Yani neydi kural? Bir takımı full etkilemiyorsa bir şey olmuyordu galiba veyahut da toplam bu lobinin yüzde bilmem kaçını etkilemiyorsa yine de remake atılmıyordu. Bu Eder nerede oynuyordu? Eder T1. Geçen sene T1'de oynuyordu. Ama diğer oyuncuları hatırlamıyorum.
Using that opportunity to push on down. Spear is still looking towards the south as well. The dot is further north than the compound itself, and he is, as I said before, slowly creeping forward, but not overstepping his boundaries. Renba looking down towards the edge. Maybe he caught the shoulder of Rustinma just before. He's very eager to hold this angle, that's for sure. Pushing further back towards the center of the compound, and at some point you have to expect Fury to want to take the shot, but I'm also liking what Ghibli is doing here in not overstepping either. They're saying if we're taking a fight, that's you guys, and that's you pushing us. And right now, everyone is holding on. Adder, nice headshot connected though, forcing inside.
Fury Ens'i zorluyor. Orada ağaca doğru atılan bir bomba var. Sağlı doğru koştuğunu, açığa çıktığını gördü. Titsu bir heze attı ama yetersiz. Rust'ın var. Şimdi eve doğru bir hamle yaparken Eder tarafından yakalandı. Lambu kili çekiyor. Ens artık sıkıştı. Ne sağ ne sol. Yeleği de yok bir oyuncunun. Inside. Fury tepeden. GBL'den bir nak aldı. Şimdi ikinci nakı bile alabilir. Spear. Ronon nak bombaya. Seyfin en ortası nerede? Aha bu binada. Aa Ens binaya girdi. GBL'den koşan var ama. Fury dışarıda kaldı. Ens GBL'in içinden geçti. 1-2 kişi kaldılar. Dışarıdan Fury de oyunu kazandı. Ne dersiniz? Remba Insight'ı vurdu. Şimdi işler değişir ama Remba çünkü dışarıda. Fury'den Ronon bak o yukarıda bu Remba naklandığı anda her şey olabilir hala. Evet Tiksu Eder'ı düşürdü. Ens hemen trade alındı. Tiksu yerde. Lambu Ross'u koydu bekliyor. Digger. Ayak sesi duyuldu. Rez'e gidilecek. Pushlayan yok. Tiksu hızlı kanıyor. Safe dışarıda bitecek. Tiksu'nun Rez'i alınacak mı? Yo alınmıyor. Smoke'lar mı? Yo oturdu Rez'e. Oturdu Rez'e. Safe Fury'de. Fury hareket etmesi lazım hemen şu anda. Remba, Fury yerde, Ens şimdi çıkarken, şimdi bir daha çıkarken, Ghibli, bunlar ne yaptı bunlar? Üçüncü win mi oldu bunların? Ne oldu bunların?
I mean, that's their second chicken dinner on the day. There's a